Story 30 or so. Last time I was into delicate confessions or dirty talk or whatever. I mean, I wasn't giving details of lurid intimacy, but still, as I checked, nobody's watching this, so it's sort of a analyst surrogate, whereby you tell the story to someone you don't have. If I now open my heart in there, in the house, I will just be rejected and made to feel small. Metamorphosis, Kafka. Yesterday I was just mentioning the fact that there's like a small factory open here. It's a residential area, but there's this guy who's abusing everything, all from the money he has to pay the community association to his activity. A cat just passed. I don't know if you've seen it, but I can't open my mouth. It's you. It's not the problem. Which you can see on the street. It's the destruction is there. I mean, it's from all this, and the engines are always running. It's me. Enough to make one really feel crazy. Am I crazy? Indeed, I am. I'm talking to a phone camera. So these things which are said here and happened are not like the gorgeous past, or it felt somehow that way back then. With hindsight, I can see that there was a lot going wrong, and it was probably meaningless. This is at the point of trying to find meaning in the life ahead, and eventually, possibly, what was worthwhile in what happened. There was a lot of pleasure, hedonistic activity, sex and all that, and just by saying it, who knows, maybe for someone it's not, that's the way you should do it, but perhaps the opposite. Like, look what happens when you do this. You just end up a loser or a waste of space. You're a waste of space. That's what 40, played by John Cleese, keeps saying to Manuel in the 40 Towers, amazing comedy series. Manuel, you're a waste of space, and he hits him with a spoon. Let me explain, Manuel, let me explain. He gives him a spoon in the eye. So after an arid, dry adolescence, and even young adult age, things went out of control. While a lot of sex, there's propositions in the student park. We learned in the student park. Right? This girl, Claudia, whatever, proposed. We had sex in the changing rooms where there were cabins and anybody could use it. One female, male, families could go in, and mothers with children, whatever. So we went in one and we did it there. And another 2 or 3 times with the same story test mentioned last time. Then in front, I remember once in front of, but that's a little later, but they were coming back and forth in time. In when I was working at Magellan at Patria Cinema, like this girl, asked her, tell her about the test and everything. We went to the first floor where Magellan had an office, and we did it there. And then I can't say she kept coming, but she came a few times. She would come a few times after that, and it happened again. Actually, whatever We met on the street in the park. I would talk a little, and then had the audacity, rudeness to proposition to ask if we go to bed, not in this way, not in just so few words, but elaborated, still with the same message. And it's amazing how it worked in so many situations. This is reflection upon, I mentioned that, the society, probably the repressed desires, the lack of freedom when it happened under communism. And then after that, under communism, probably there were no other outlets to do what you want. So this was one, and then people grabbed this opportunity with both hands. It was after that an explosion of freedom and doing whatever chaotically. It was the elaborated scheme and the trap set. I don't know. I had some charms maybe when I was 25 or so years younger. And there was this hunger, which also maybe got the attention. Hunger, as I said, accumulated over 6 years of starvation or so. Well, until next time, sayonara.